When you're in a new environment, how quickly do you adapt? How quickly do you pick up their values and you put yourself together in their community? There are some times where your values, your convictions, your identity, and even your faith is going to be on the line when you're in new environments because of the pressure and the expectations. And suddenly you have to decide who you will be when there is no one watching. You watch all these American movies where the person will just up and leave and go to a new country or a new state and tell you they want to start their life all over. This part of the world, here in Nigeria, in Africa, we don't really do that. Well, you can move from one state to another, but these ones, they go as far as moving from one country to another where nobody knows them. So they can absolutely decide what they want people to believe of them. They can decide what of their past they tell people. They can decide that they would keep one part of their life, they would not let them know about it. They can decide to do that. Yes. So if you've felt pressure to blend in or to lower your standards or compromise just because you want to be able to survive, Daniel was in that same position in the Bible. Hi, my name is Ebonlua Olufayo and this is the Colors and Lights podcast. And yes, we've been having series of men and women of faith that we've been talking about. We've talked about Esther, we've talked about David, we've talked about Israel, we've talked about a lot of people. Yes, and all these people, they are pulling back to the 7 pillars. We picked 7 individuals that we talked about in the Old Testament. So this series is the 7 pillars Old Testament edition. We are going to be having the New Testament edition some other time. If this is your first time, welcome to the Colors and Lights podcast, and we talk about life, transitioning, self-development, spiritual growth here on the Colors and Lights podcast. And today we are going to be looking into the life of Daniel. Daniel was a young man who stood tall in a foreign land, under rulers, foreign laws, and he was never lost. Yes, and he did not have the urge to act or want to blend in. He did not have that. Yes. So I'm just going to be talking about Daniel and the way he was able to inhabit that land, the way he was able to adapt in that particular land, how he was able to do it, and the lessons we are going to be picking up from him. So yes, come along. Daniel's story of this part started when he was taken into captivity as a teenager. Daniel 1:3-6. So he had to leave his homeland. He was taken. It was not even by his own will. He dropped every single thing that he knew, and then he was in the heart of Babylon, a place of power, influence, learning, and idolatry. Yes. So Babylon had a goal. Babylon renamed him. They re-educated him. They reshaped him. They basically turned his life all around. Well, not for bad at the beginning, but he saw what they were doing. It was not with what he would want to do, but he decided from the start where he was going to stand. Daniel 1:8 said, Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself. So even from the start, he knew he was still going to worship God. He knew he was still going to remain firm. So that verse was the handcode that showed that all through, he was still himself. So he was quiet with it, but that decision was immovable in his heart. And then he had the first test with the king's food, where the royal food were offered, but Daniel chose a different path. So for him, it was not about the diet, but it was about the devotion to God. So he chose not to compromise. He chose to stand on that conviction that he had carried on along. Then Daniel 1:8, God gave Daniel favor. Daniel was highly favored. So Daniel was learned. He had the conviction deep in him, and then the clarity followed. So from the start, he learned a lot of things in Babylon, and that made him rise in excellence. He had this excellence as a lifestyle. So even in foreign land, he distinguished himself. Daniel 6:3 said Daniel had an excellent spirit. So excellence was not really about the performance that he was doing alone, but his mindset. He served God faithfully even under multiple kings, and they did not know. Yes, they did not know God, but yet consistently, it somewhat made him unforgettable. And that is where his excellence came in. And then the lion's den, that was where the conviction was put under pressure. And he he was not afraid. He did not hide. He did not give any explanation. and his daily devotion became the strength of his own defense for him. So you would not notice that the defense did not just start from that particular point in time. It was a conviction of daily devotion. It was like every single day he was putting in effort to make sure that he was still in that conviction that yes, Christ is the one I'm going to stand with. I'm not going to stand with the people of the world. I'm not going to do what the Babylonians are asking me to do. I'm not going to worship any other god. Then at the end, yes, it did pay off, because that was when he could now stand on his feet and say yes, he's not going to worship any other god. So everything was from the start. He was convinced that he was still going to stand with God. Yes. So what are the lessons that we can learn from Daniel? First is your conviction must be settled before the pressure comes in. Meaning your conviction has to be settled right now. You have to have your conviction settled right now. Daniel made his decision right before everything started happening. Long before he was thrown into the lion's den, Daniel already made the decision that yes, he was going to serve God and God alone. Daniel was sure of what he wanted to do. Daniel was sure of who he wanted to serve. So you yourself, you need to be sure. Are you still going to stick with God? Do you still want to be a Christian? Do you want to be a believer? Are you going to stick to that conviction? It's going to start from now before the pressure even comes. Because when the pressure comes, it's going to meet your conviction. And then you're not going to get swayed away. You're not going to get put out of the track. Yes. And another thing that we can learn from Daniel is that obedience strengthens us for the bigger test. Yes. So the faithfulness that he had, where he did not even go for the king's food, that was what kept him to even be faithful, to be able to pray, even after they've said that they should not offer any prayer to any other god. Yes. So from the little one where he could deny and get away with it, up to the one where he could deny and his life was going to be on the line, Daniel was able to do it. Yes. And Daniel is one that would always go back to that, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. God gave Daniel wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It was 10 times better than his teachers. Daniel was very, very, very wise and intelligent. Yes. So you yourself, you know that you have to have something you put in. He was a very prayerful man. You don't need the perfect environment for you to be able to thrive, because even outside his environment, even outside where he's supposed to be, Daniel succeeded in Babylon. So it's not about where you are, but it's more about what God wants you to do wherever you are. Wherever God has placed you, there will definitely be something that God wants you to do there. So you have to find that out to be able to fully harness the potential that God is bringing in for you at that particular time. Yes. And for Daniel as well, his excellence was a form of worship to God. It reflects God even in the secular space of the king's court. It just made him different. You would notice some students that they are the best students in their class and they are very, very spiritual people. It challenges me that these ones can be this deeply spiritual, at the same time they are leading in their class. They're still able to find time for God. They're still able to pray very well. They're still able to find time for their books. Yes, that step of excellence that Daniel was carrying, Daniel was good. He was very, very, very good. So that excellence spotlighted him that there is something different about this guy. And Daniel was very, very consistent. But that consistency requires courage. So consistency is going to require courage. Yes, Daniel did not stop praying because of the crisis. He just continued. He continued. And it was because he was courageous. That's why he was able to carry that consistency. If he was not courageous, he was not going to be able to do that. And honestly, God did help him. God did strengthen him. Because if it was not for God, a mere man would not do that. The fear was going to be all over him, but Daniel was not. He just had God's strength. Yes, and that courage was there. And God defends those who stand with him. The way God defended Daniel, God definitely does defend those who stand with him faithfully. So if you are for God, if you are convinced that yes, God is my number one and I'm going to give God my all, God is definitely going to stick with you. God is definitely going to defend you. God is definitely going to make a way out for you even when you think there is no way. God is definitely going to always stick to you, always stick by you, always help you through, in as much as you keep standing with him. That was what Daniel was sure of. He knew that even if he was going to die, was going to die with the peace that he has served God with his whole heart. Yes, he was coming from a place where peace was what he could always hold on to. Now to Babylon, where he was renamed and he was reshaped and he was taught their ways. But he did not lose his conviction. So you need to hold on to your conviction to be able to stay consistent and be courageous. So whatever comes at you, you'll still be able to stand, and God will definitely defend you. Daniel's life was was very shaky because he was in the court of the enemies, sort of, but he did not make it seem like a big problem. All he just did was to keep serving God. I honestly used to ask myself this question, that if Daniel was in Babylon and he knew every single person there, they were not other Christians, they were worshiping other gods. Why did Daniel not decide to preach and probably become a martyr, that they would not decide to kill him publicly or something? Was it that God did not give him the discernment or the authority to do something like that, or God did not instruct him to do something like that? Because the normal Christian mind would tell you that once you're in a particular setting and those people around you are not Christians, automatically you have to start saying something, you have to start preaching. But Daniel's one was not like that. He did not say anything to convince them, or so we thought. Maybe there was a part I actually did say something to some of them to convince them. But Daniel did not publicly shout it out that you guys are doing wrong, you guys should follow the way of Christ. I'm being a prophet. You guys should follow the way of Christ. Daniel did not do that. So it was just God's orchestration and timing that this was going to happen like this, and at the end of the day, all these people were going to come back and bow down for him. Yes. So, and Daniel was convinced that God is the Almighty, God is the only one that can save him, that can keep him, that can protect him, and Daniel just gave it his all. So definitely Daniel must have listened to God, and probably he was not even instructed by God to do that. So that's another thing. If you live fully in your conviction, you get instructions on things that you do. So a lot of things that Christian asks, that is this good, is this bad, should I do this, should I not do this? Be sure of your conviction. If you are sure of your convictions, then you will have no doubt. You will be sure what it is that you should do, what it is that you should say. Yes. And if you are not sure, you just go back to the Holy Spirit. Daniel was consistent and he was courageous with it. He had to always pray because he knew there was something beyond where he was, and it was greater than him. He needed God to be above it. And that was, the foundation is great, and you are sure that you are still standing on that firm foundation of God and you are not letting go of God. You might be going through hell, you might be going through fire. God is still there. He's not going to leave you. He was just convinced that God was going to always be with him. And yes, God never fails. Yes, he's not a man that he should lie. So wherever you are, whatever season, hold on to your conviction. Keep your identity, keep your light shining. Okay? God will always stand with you in every room, in every challenge, in every lion's den, in every fire. God is always going to stand with you. Hold on to your identity. Don't drop your conviction because you are in a new space and you think, oh, I need to fit in, I need to be able to adapt to what they do here. Don't do that. Don't drop your identity because of anything. Don't drop your convictions because of anything. Hold on to them and be courageous about it. Be firm. Yes, be firm. Your conviction is what makes you stand out, is what makes you different. That conviction is going to bring you excellence in everything that you do. That you're going to be able to stand out. You're going to be distinguished. That was what helps Daniel, and that as well can also help you. Will definitely help you. Yes. So this is the end of the 7 pillars. Honestly, I enjoyed this series a little bit so much because personally for me, it gave me the opportunity to go back and learn more about those characters. I had to even read more and understand those characters in their own singular elements without the external factors of, oh, this person was here, this happened as well. I just wanted to learn about them personally. Like, what's their personality like? Oh, this person seems to be a very strong-headed person. This person seems to be a very cool person. This person seems to be an introvert. This person seems to be an extrovert. That was what I was like. It was given as I was studying those characters. So I really did enjoy it. And then so I'm going to be having the New Testament edition next year. You guys should watch out. And officially, this is going to be the last series for the year. Thank you so much for listening through. And yes, I'm sure everybody has gotten their Spotify Wrapped. Oh my gosh. To everyone who listened to Colors and Lights, and in one way or the other, Colors and Lights topped for your podcast. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. I got a lot of messages, people that sent their Spotify Wraps to me, 2025 Wrap, that Colors and Lights topped their list. By the way, for me, Colors and Lights also topped 0.001% fan. Yes, so I think I'm the only one that will probably in that position, because I most probably listen to my podcast almost like every day or every 2 days. I don't know, but honestly, it's been amazing. In fact, I started this year and it has grown this beautifully. It's very, very amazing. This is the 27th podcast, the 27th episode, if I'm not mistaken, because I actually stopped counting. I've seen a lot of episodes where a lot of podcasts where they would always write the episode number, and I think I'm going to do that next year to be able to keep track and to be able to stay consistent, to acknowledge that I'm still doing this every single week. Yes, I still want to be able to do this every single Thursday, and I know that is very, very much possible, and we're going to do it together. So don't go anywhere. We still have more episodes this year. We are going to be talking about setting goals, getting into 2026. We're going to talk about the Christmas vibe, everything. Don't worry, it's going to be amazing. Yes, so this is our last official episode, sort of. The remaining episodes will just be Jara. Yes, Jara means extra. Jara is Yoruba, I think. Yes, it means extra. So once again, thank you so much for sticking with the Colors and Lights podcast. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. And yes, we're going to be talking more in the community. So if you've not joined our community, make sure you do so. Yes. So see you same time next week, Thursday, 6 a.m. every week. A new episode drops. Yeah, on Thursdays. Have a great week ahead. Bye.